All right, people. There go Melania Trump. Everybody's clapping. All right. So we're gonna do a live reaction to Donald Trump's Congress speech. Let's get into it.
Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
No, the fakeness is crazy. Somebody said the fakeness in that room. No, you're right. The fakeness is crazy. But that's their job. To be fair, that's their job. Yeah, we live. We live. We live. And if anybody want to hit the link before Trump starts talking, here go the link. Miss Keela said, "Where are stimulus checks?" I don't know. Checks will be no good. Idiots are not gonna say anything worth listening to. I'll see everybody on the right look displeased. Do you know what he would be? No, he said it's a surprise. Trump said but it's something big. I want to know too. Oh, they would fall if Trump give us reparations. They would fall out. I wouldn't hold your breath on that though. Hey, what's going on, Kimberly?
Hello, Storm. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am not used to working a computer, but I am so proud of myself. Thank you for sending me the link, and I'm here for the buffoonery.
Okay, okay. You got any comments about what Donald Trump gonna talk about?
I believe he's going to sell us a lot of lies, like we're in Wicked, and I just think that he's just going to be like the normal person he is to show us that watch my hands, don't believe your eyes.
Mm,
So,
okay.
yeah, I think he's just going to continue to lie to us. And I think hopefully what he's going to talk about, the American people will see right through it, such as making things go down, believing in, he's doing what's best for the working class. And we all know that's a lie.
So the same old, pretty much.
Same old, same old. Yep. Just a different day, different hour, but the same old, same old. And they all gonna be jumping up. I'm Catholic, so they'll be jumping up like us Catholic do, sitting down, kneeling, stand up, sit down.
Okay, okay. It truly would be wild if he say we going to war. That would be wild.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be surprised though. He's pretty much said it by I think putting all these tariffs on China, you know, Mexico, Canada. He's pretty much drawn a line in the sand. So I'm not surprised he just not have come out and said it. And I was very surprised to see Elon Muskrat in a suit.
We did you say Elon Muskrat?
Yes, Elon Muskrat. Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yes. Yes, he was in a suit today, So I was very surprised. He must got the memo.
Oh, that's I can't do nothing but laugh at that.
Yes, yes. Elon Musk got the memo, and I'm so glad that I am on live with you. It's going to be great because you always bring great content and you're very fair. So I've been watching you um, for a long time. Uh-oh, look like they finna get ready to let the rat come in.
Not the rat. Well,
Yes,
listen, I want to thank you, Kimberly, for hitting the link. I appreciate you. All right.
yes, yes. Let's do this.
Take care now.
Uh-huh.
Bye bye. I ain't gonna lie. She said Elon Muskrat. I'm gonna have to steal that one. Is it just me though, or do Elon be stuttering? Like all bullshit aside, like do he be? I feel like when he talk, I can't understand nothing he be talking about. Elon Muskie, he do okay. I thought so. Isn't he? I thought Elon was. Oh, here we go. You coming?
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Shaking everybody's hands. Okay. I think Donald been coloring that hair too. That hair look different. I just realized he couldn't hear me. Sparkle, I'm gonna let people up once Trump gets done talking. Hey Sparkle, I'm gonna let people up once Trump gets done talking, all right?
Okay.
All right now.
All right.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States, members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back. 6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. Thank you. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. Never been anything like it.
That's interesting.
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Wix gives you the freedom to tell your story with a professional website that
and won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Mr. President.
A 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Yeah.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Damn. Oh my God. So ghetto. All this is so ghetto. This is legitimately like a reality show at this point.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Yeah, unless that was staged, which it could have been.
Go. Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it. In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Yeah.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again. Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Damn. All them federal workers working overseas, you got to bring your ass back home. Damn. I would be pissed.
And we have ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good. And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
No, seriously, ain't no more remote work from Jamaica no more. And he made English the official language. So that means you ain't got to go out your way to help Spanish-speaking people. Oh, shit.
America.
Stop all that damn standing so we can get through it.
And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer. We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Yeah. No more they, them. They, them, non-binary. Man.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports. Three years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
Okay, now that I actually agree with. Now we know damn well we ain't supposed to have men competing in women's sports. Yeah. We know that though. Come on now.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer. What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again. Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control, and we're working hard to get it back down, Secretary. Do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job. A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill. My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
No.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight. Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that.
Trump don't give a fuck.
Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
Damn.
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique.
What?
$20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program.
So we were just sending money every fucking where.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's in.
I believe, though, real quick, I believe all those different avenues where we were sending money or whatever, those are shell companies for something else. I also believe that a lot of those companies were covers for people trafficking children, but I'll leave that at that.
$5 million for voter confidence in Liberia, $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
That is true. Now that was true.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what we're doing. Should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation. And we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old.
Damn.
We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby. Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229 one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years, more than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find.
You know, maybe for the rest of this administration, nobody should be making big purchases. This is probably the time to hold on to your money. Maybe. I think shit's about to get real out here.
Of America.
Allegedly.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it. With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country. We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money. Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed.
Today, every business needs a website, unless this is what your business looks like.
Every
I need to
possible
figure out how they
way.
do that too.
The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected are over. And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax. Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors. And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Oh, hold up. Maybe let's just get rid of tax security, but hold up. Let me go back and get my stamp. It's Don Sebastian.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world. And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country. In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, We will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer. Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if...
Y'all better learn AI. It's here to replace every... Listen, y'all better learn AI. That's all I can say.
$100 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA. And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard.
Why
Has
you
been
say Decatur
working
like
at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
Learn it now. Learn AI now. If not, you will be out of a job.
Thank you, Jeff.
Many companies offer free courses on it.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States. Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John. Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast. And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley. Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president. Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America. But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know Alexis Nungary from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter. And earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order? Thank you very much. All 3 savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Hold on, I'm not taking callers yet.
They are now officially
We're not taking callers yet until the end.
as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great, great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it. As we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bond.
With Monday.com, every business, no matter the industry or size, can simply work better.
Well, great job. Cash, thank you. Thank you, Cash.
Listen, at this point, give me a damn job in the White House. How about that?
You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers.
You don't have the right complexion, right? No DEI for storm, huh?
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests, and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law. I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Oh my God! Did they just read it up? I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at that. It's just the way he did it. I'm sorry. It's the way he hold him up. Oh my God. My bad. It's the way I wasn't quite ready for that.
Cancer. The doctors gave.
Damn, he had cancer. Fuck! And I'm not trying to laugh at that kid. I promise. I threw me off. My bad.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Y'all stop lusting after the daddy, now. Oh, look at that. Listen. I feel bad now. Fuck. I didn't see his hair. I thought he just had a bad haircut or something. Damn.
Cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000. And now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on.
1 in 36? Well, pretty much if you have a child, you guarantee they're going to have some form of autism. Damn.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference. And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing. And thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Wow. Hold on, I got a question real quick. Speaking of military, am I too old to be drafted? I just want to make sure. What's the draft age? Congrats to him, God bless. Anyway, what's the draft limit? Am I too old? I need to know.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
Unless you're saying you look nice and healthy. No, I don't.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security,
maybe they can send the
my
YNs
administration
over there
will
to
be
war.
reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it. Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal.
Oh, 18 to
And lots of other
26.
things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans
God.
for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. Now we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Now, Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security. And we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice. And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown. That when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Oh my God, they call that lady Pocahontas. Damn.
2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yeah, because Trump and old boy bullied the fuck out that man, but we should have never been sending money over there anyway. Sorry. That's my opinion.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Damn, made that old ass lady stand up. Let my old ass sit down.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
Foundation damage can be serious. Cracks that start here
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord, to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware, to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who sword at Kitty Hawk, to the astronauts who touched the moon. Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher. And we are going
I'm
to
here. I'm just letting it
forge
play.
the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
We'll be going into space, got it. Long story short, he's looking for world domination. World domination, and then next is space domination.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.
All right, that's it. All right, hold on. Let me turn it off from the background. All right, so that was the president's Congress address. I'm gonna actually turn the thing off. Let me go ahead and any thoughts? I what's going on, Kat? What's going on, Kat? Okay, so yeah, you can't watch it in the background when y'all try to get on. Let me go ahead and link this. Let me pin this. Yeah, I mean, and my question too is why was they doing all that standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down? I know the first lady they hit the link said they was gonna do that like the Catholics be doing. Is that some kind of? Wait, let me pin this. Is that some kind of ritual? Why was they standing up after every single thing he said? That was about 2 hours. That literally could have been cut down to about an hour without all that standing up and clapping. You said it's performative, not drunkenness. They always do that. Okay, got it. I do know. All right, these are so serious.
I just gotta say, he started sounding real antichrist at the end. That's all I got to say. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, literally talking about world domination and then space domination. So, all right.
That's it, dope.
All right, appreciate you. I don't know if y'all saw this too. Gayle King was talking about she going to space with Katy Perry. But Gayle kept talking about how she's scared and don't really want to do it, but she gotta do it. And I'm like, damn, why she gotta? Who's forcing Gayle King to go to space? Is it Oprah? All right, get a clue.
Hey, Storm. Thank you for having me on your show.
Of course.
I enjoy you. So in regards to the president, the one thing he kept talking about, we gotta defend our country, but never not one time did he mention democracy.
Ooh.
So here's the thing for me, with the project 2025, and I would urge anybody who is against him, contact your congressmen, your senators, and keep contacting them by phone, by email until you get a response. Because the Democratic Party, okay, so the Republican Party, they came up with the project 2025. Where is the Democratic Party's project 2025? We haven't heard anything about it. They haven't said anything about how we're going to turn this around on a grassroots level. So we have to organize and come together. Racism, all those things, it's over. They want you to believe that this is all about race, and it's not. It's about economics. It's about the rich and the poor. Right now, that's what black means. Black means poor. It equals poor. So
Wait a minute, does it?
yes, absolutely. Anybody who is considered poor, that you black now, because we are the poorest people in this country. So and I say that because with all of the executive orders that he is putting out there, it is affecting all of his constituents who are not by any chance wealthy. All those farmers and people that you see on TikTok and complaining about, those are regular, average, everyday people. They are not billionaires. They are not millionaires. They probably don't even have $100,000 in their accounts. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, to the whole situation, that's what it is. Even the white people the poor whites, they still think that they are a part of that upper echelon class that white means something. White doesn't mean anything anymore. And he's showing you it don't mean nothing. It's just like what Michelle Obama said. If you're not making 6 or 7 figures, you are not any of his concern. He's not concerned about you at all. The other thing that I wanted to say, he brought up the farmers. But here's one thing that I feel like as citizens of this country, when we contact our congressperson and our senators, what we need to say specifically about those farmers is how is it that they are able to hire undocumented people and get on TV and complain about losing this illegal workforce? Then they keep on saying to us, these are jobs that Americans won't do, when that is not true. The problem with the farming issue is that we are not going to work as American citizens. They cannot pay us pennies on the dollar.
Right. Ain't nobody finna do that for free.
See, as a small business owner myself, for my home care agency, I have to have workman's comp insurance. I have to have liability insurance. What type of insurance does any of these farmers have? They're
None.
not, they don't
None.
have, if those undocumented immigrants get hurt on the farm, if they get sick, where do they go? Who's paying for that doctor bill?
Good point.
See, they are, they live in these flyover states like Montana and stuff like that, where legacy, and you talk about that a lot on your show, legacy as far as owning the land and the constant tension that is between the Native Americans in places like Montana. You know what I mean? Where these white people, they have taking all of that land, and they are using those migrant workers. They can work them 20 hours a day and not pay them overtime. They can't do that to you and I as American citizens. They have to give us sick leave. They have to give us time off, PTO. They have to allow us to have some type of retirement plan, a 401k plan where they can match it. These are all things that I have to do as a small business owner. I also have to pay taxes on all my employees. So if these people are undocumented, what taxes are those farmers paying?
That's a good point. Faith is all you need said. You don't know what farming pay. You haven't did it. You think you too good.
No, I don't think I'm too good, and I do know what it pays because I'm from the state of California, and I have grown up with people who are of Mexican descent who work on those farms. They are not paid properly. They live on the property, and it's like a sharecropping situation.
I was just about to say that sounds like slavery.
Yeah, it's not slavery, it's sharecropping. They give them allowance, and that's how they make up the difference. That's how come they can pay them the way that they pay them. But neither here nor there, Faith. At the end of the day, it's illegal. These farmers have gotten on national TV and admitted to committing crimes. Now, me as an employer, when I fill out paperwork for my company, it asks me on these state legal documents, do I have any undocumented workers on my payroll? And I check no, because I don't. What
Right.
are they checking?
Good question. Ain't nobody asking that though.
What are they checking? And if we go back and look at their paperwork, you know what I'm saying, and they have checked no, is that not a lie? Is that not perjury? See, now for us regular citizens who are non-white, these type of things, we cannot get away with doing what they're doing. So while it is important that we keep our food sources and our water sources, clean, healthy, and everything like that, they should not be allowed to just get away with not paying taxes.
We.
So that's pretty much all I had to say. I really enjoyed your show tonight, and thank you for allowing me up.
Absolutely. You have a good one, all right?
You too.
All right. All right, Diamond Kelly.
Hey, Storm. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Been tuning in for the last few years, and a lot of people fail to realize about Donald Trump. Y'all can be clapping for these people if you want to, but remember this: they ain't gonna invite you to their personal house to sit at their dinner table. And don't forget, he used to hang with Puffy, Kim Kardashian, all them so-called Democrats that he's down in because he want to ride the Republican wave. You get what I'm saying?
They was all cool. They try to separate themselves now, but they was all cool. I mean, shit, we got the pictures to prove it.
Right. And I even got it up on my Facebook page to prove it that he was chilling with Kamala, and Kamala was chilling with Puffy. Puffy was chilling with everybody.
Puffy was with everybody. I think Puffy got pretty much everybody on tape, quite honestly.
Yeah, and you know what too? And I was telling my friend this. I said all these years Puffy was able to get away with a lot of stuff until Donald Trump wanted to start running for president in 2016, and that's when a lot of stuff started happening to him. And I believe it's because Puffy got a lot of them tapes on him. Okay, because he used to chill with what's homeboy name that killed himself in jail in prison?
Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein. So all of them was hanging together, but see, people seem to have a short memory. Now I'm gonna cut this short because I know you got other callers too. I'm gonna be respectful, but at the same time, I've been living in Florida for 40 years. Okay, and this is a Republican state, and when I tell you, they do not care nothing about no blacks, whether you Republican, Democrat, no nothing. If you're black, they don't care. You have to be Latino, white, or whatever for them to care about you, okay? So, mind you, I just told you I'm 40 years old. Never been arrested, never been locked up, no nothing. Like, per clean record. And I get treated like a criminal every time I want to look for a place to stay in a rental property. And that girl said that the poorest people in the United States is black people. It's the people that's in the corporations is the poorest, because why would you have to steal from the poor to get rich?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That don't make no sense.
So what do you think? I mean, now going forward, I feel like everybody needs to be trying to save their money right now. That's just what I feel.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it's about to get real, because people too fail to realize that Elon Musk, rest in peace Angie Stone, and I'm glad she got her life together before she passed. But they was all with Crowley.
You said who?
Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley, yes.
Yeah, Elon Musk worships that man. This is why he changed Twitter to X. And them Teslas, y'all better leave them things alone. I had a cousin that got killed in a car accident in them Tesla. He just got it from my car dealership. Ain't even make it down the street, and the car lost the power in it. So it malfunctioned somehow. Brand new now. And he got killed. Him and his daddy caught on fire in the car, and this happened in Ocala, Florida.
Was it a Cybertruck or the car?
It was the car.
Yeah.
And before I go, if this Negro talk about deportation one more time and my landlord is still here, I'm going to West Palm Beach and I'm gonna jack him up. Y'all gonna see this. I ain't that far from Donald Trump. And then his wife don't even speak English. What does she be saying? Where is she from? I know she from her.
His wife?
Yeah, his wife, Melanie.
Melania is from Eastern Europe.
And then I want to know what happened to the last wife, because the last time I heard, he had the last wife, the Wonder Bread, buried in his backyard.
Yeah,
in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, he buried on a golf course. They say she fell down a step. I forgot what they said happened to her. They talked about it, then they didn't, and they buried her ass quick too. Ooh wee. Well, thank you for coming up, Diamond. You have a good night. Okay, I think it went out. What's going on, Sparkle?
A shame and a scandal, honey. All I want to say is chill. Honey, if that goddamn toupee would have flew off, oh, I would have cried, honey, if it was a strong wind. Johnny, you would have been gone, sir. Yeah. I love you, Stormy and the Chasers. Listen, we all need to get together, like I said. Get in that love vacation house, pay Storm some rent, and baby, it would be a shame and a scandal for real. I love y'all. Enjoy. Hit that love, comment, share, chase that subscribe.
Period. Appreciate you, Sparkle.
Period.
Have a good one. All right, we got K Roxana.
Hi, can you hear me?
I sure can. How you doing?
I got a couple of things to say. I started laughing when he was talking about ancestors. I don't know which ancestors because the white ones ain't did shit. So if it was the Native American people that were here in slavery and immigrants that did a lot of shit. White people just want to take our credit and claim that is theirs. That's number one. A second, when he got shot, so I'm spiritual, I practice voodoo. My first intuition was that shit was a setup. To me, it was a setup to get sympathy votes. Because the way how it happened, first of all, ain't nobody assassinate gonna miss and shoot in the ear. That's number one. And two, the fact that how fast they found the guy and just killed him, I personally think it was to keep him hush. Um, that was always the intuition, and it wasn't until I had a dream. So I just want to say, everybody, get ready for what's about to happen the next couple of years. Because of I had a dream, like probably like 2, 3 weeks ago. It was weird. It was like little aliens or something, and they were raiding, and people were going crazy, and nobody was believing me. And I kept on saying something is coming, something is coming. And I was like working in the daycare, and I was showing these little small kids and my daughter where to hide when these people come. And long story short, it was like it was kind of like the pandemic, but worse. Like everybody had to be indoors by a certain time, and they were raiding people houses and stuff, and people started loading. Like it was crazy. Like it was like an announcement, and they were like, go inside the stores and get winter coats. So it was like people were going inside, people were going crazy, and they were stealing, they were getting like coats and stuff like that, and people were getting trampled, and nobody was helping. It was kind of like in the fittest, like it's you gotta have to survive. And I kind of thought that, like, to me, that kind of sticked out. And I'm not gonna say the other part because it has to do with my partner. I'll let that happen when if that is the future to come. And
Okay.
I was always scratching the back of my head, and it wasn't until I did a reading to confirm, and it confirmed a lot of the things that I said. Um, and then plus for Donald Trump to say that he's gonna take Title 20 and all this, he being ignorant because you know how much moms that help for them to work? You think people are gonna be able to afford like $800 to $1,000 in childcare?
Ew.
You know how many daycares I put them out of business? A lot of daycares depend on their money for Title 20. I don't know if you know what Title 20 is.
No.
So Title 20 is it's kind of like Section 8 in a way for daycare. If you make a certain income and stuff like that, you sign it up, and it's subsidized to help you pay for childcare. So based off your income, you have a co-payment. Like, your child could go there full time, but instead of you paying the normal rate, $250 a week, you're paying 10, 20 to $100. So it saves money to the pocket, but a lot of people depend on that. So it's like, I don't know. To me, I always thought Donald Trump ran for president to benefit for himself. It was never to help other people. It was to make his situation better, as in, the stuff for the taxes. Everything was just for him, just for his selfish gain. I never seen him for the people. And a lot of people didn't vote because nobody liked me or the candidates. And plus, I
I
don't
had
think
to.
Camille Harris was gonna even win because I think there's a lot of people in the United States that are not ready to see a woman lead. There's a lot
Mm,
of them that still have that old school mentality.
yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And I don't, I'm Hispanic, okay? And my parents are immigrant. And I know so many people don't have papers, right? My dad, my dad became a citizen until I hit 18 and everything. These people don't do shit. A lot of them keep to them fucking self. They work, they send the money to their family and pay for their shit. So what's the problem of them being here? Like I don't understand. They keep to themselves. They normally not the one that's really causing crime. Like, I don't get the whole just because my man's a teacher, he works at a town in Jersey that's a sanctuary. A lot of the kids, the parents are not even sending the kids to school because they fear them and their family getting deported. That's not cool.
Well, here I'm gonna show you. Hold up. I'm gonna show you why they're getting rid of them. Wait a minute. Let me share the screen.
And for all of y'all ignorant assholes, I don't know if I can say this. Because when I was in school, I'll never forget, there were some people saying, I don't know why these people come to the country and they don't learn the language. I don't think I could curse, but you ignorant B. You think these people have really time to learn the language when they come in here with a family and they working 13, 15 hours a day? Like just to survive and to put to they're so most of them come here to help their family over there. A lot of them leave their children behind with a family member and they come and they work and send money and stuff like that. And their goal is eventually to try to get papers and bring their child to United States. Most of them don't come here till they're almost adulthood just because I don't know, it depends if they find somebody to marry or what's their situation. But these people, a lot of them don't have time to go to school. If I remember my parents had came into the United States in the late 80s. At that time, they had more programs in New York City. My dad used to tell me they used to have free programs in the church and stuff that used to teach people how to speak and how to read and write in English. A lot of those programs got taken away when Clinton went in.
They're
So,
going, but let me show you. Let me show you. This is what they want America to look like again.
oh yeah, I know.
And that's for anybody. If you don't look like this is what they
And
when they say make America great again, this is it right here. This is what they're talking about.
it's funny you said that. So me and my man, we both practice. Everybody has their own gifts. I'm more a medium. He is a reader and a medium. I guess I have strong intuition, which helps me read. Um, I kind of put two and two, and he basically said it. If Donald Trump takes food stamps away, Section 8, Title 20, and everything, it's kind of, to be honest, it's taking United States backwards. It's making the community be a community, and that's the thing. We're not really a community. I remember as a child in the early 2000s, they used to in New York. I don't know about anywhere else. They used to be like what's those places? Those centers, those community centers. I remember they used to have free childcare or something for after
Mm-hmm.
school. They used to have stuff like that and people volunteer and stuff like that. I don't know if they're trying to make people to go back to watching other people kids as in like, hey, you watch my kid for me to work. You don't gotta pay me and I watch when you gotta work. Like I don't know if he's trying to make that, but that's basically what's gonna happen though if you take away a lot of these programs. And I don't, depending on the state, not all states use all that money for that. I live in a common welfare state. We don't have that much programs for us or much help for people who's an adult and a single mom trying to go to school versus like New York or New Jersey, they get more money. So like if you're in college and you're a single mom, you could kind of get a free ride for schools. There's a whole bunch of programs and stuff like that. So I could tell Donald Trump was white privilege and grew up with just rich white people that they never really, I don't think they really understand what it is to struggle and to fucking break a sweat and bust your ass to support your family.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Everybody about to find out. Thank you, K. Roxana, for coming up.
Okay, bye.
Now, next we got Akhenaten
Anum.
Akhenaten Anum. Okay, I was close. I was close. Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Storm. Oh my God, I'm so excited to finally talk to you. This is like my first time coming up here, so I'm a little nervous.
Okay, don't be.
Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to touch on after watching that. I'm just like, of course, I'm not really shocked. I'm a Gen Z, so just like to preface that.
Okay.
But I would like to kind of see myself as something outside of what our generation or what people like to say our generation is. But anyway, that's besides the point. There is one thing I like to touch on, which is the first lady that came on here. She basically had said, blackness is equal to poor. And although I understand where she's coming from when she says that, I'd like to say that she kind of is confusing two types of things where we have classism and racism, which are isms, and they are affecting the people of American society and even the West. It's just not necessarily interchangeable when it comes to white people. White people do not.
I thought she was talking about, like, how like they do numerology on words. That's what I thought she was talking about.
Maybe I might be confused, but it didn't seem like that she was saying that. So maybe I'm confused.
She was classism and racism.
Yeah, it seemed as though that's what she was doing.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people do that because they don't realize we're in a caste system. And while, we have the tippy top, which is the 1%, and, the WASPs, the Anglo-Saxons, who started this whole company. And then, of course, whiteness is interchangeable and they're always ever expanding it to fit what they want it to be. But, sorry, not to ramble, but just listening to him, then he proceeded to say, like, women, it's what is it? Not dehumanizing, but it's demeaning to women when transgender women enter sports. And I'm like, demeaning? No, we're not feeling hurt because transgender women are entering women's sports. We're feeling as though we're being spited and it is unfair for someone who is biological male and or XY to then compete with biological females who are XX.
Here's my question. Who the fuck allowed that anyway?
Exactly. Like, who thought this was a good idea? Genuinely. Who?
I think we can all agree that no biological male should be competing against women in UFC and knocking their fucking skulls in.
Thank you. That was horrifying.
Like,
I
think
was appalled.
But you know what it really is, and nobody wants to say this. It's just those athletes that was trying to get away with that shit. It was like, no, you can't compete with the men.
Right.
So you just trying to be better than the women because you're a weak male, but you can be a strong female. Okay.
Right. And that always seems to be the issue of this competition or this kind of underlying, like, volatile feeling towards biological women from some, and not all. We have to say not all, and I do believe it is not all, because there are plenty of people out there who, are not ignorant, but, there's ignoramuses in any group, and, we just got to deal with people on an individual basis. But just seeing them clap literally all at the same time as well was very eerie, very, very weird. I was like, ugh, this feels like a Masonic meeting. Like we're intruding on something we really shouldn't be a part of. And it was just like, and just to see visibly both of what, is supposed to be the democracy of America, to see them visibly split is just so laughable, so hilarious. And especially because we all know behind the scenes, these people are, doing what they do.
Yeah. They have to put on the show for us, though.
Of course. But that's all I wanted to say. Storm, when I tell you, just keep it up. You have the same birthday as my youngest sister, so I get it. I love my Taurus. I'm a Pisces. We're not all crazy and batshit weird. Listen,
I hear you.
I love what you're doing. I love how spiritual you are. I love that you are here. You are genuinely, you use your third eye, and you always are exploring. And I love it. So just keep up the good work. You know, you make millennials look good. You do.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, next we got what's up, Lucy?
Hey, Storm, can you hear me?
I sure can. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
I just want to make one statement for my people to understand. These presidents, politicians, entertainment, whatever sector you look at, they are not in our best interest. And I know there's a lot of us who are still what you call asleep and still believe the government really cares about you and so on and so forth. No, baby, that's not the case. It's never been the case. We're just now realizing that.
Good point. Good point. It's really the way I see it. You on your own out here. Even the way this economy is going, you better hustle. If you ain't got no hustle, you're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, that, and just don't depend on your government to look out for you as far as, rules and regulations or laws or any of that stuff, because it's not going to be in your best interest ever.
Sabby said we was always on our own. Good point. Good point.
We was, but the thing is, we didn't always, not to say we didn't always realize that, but we didn't realize the extent of it.
Yeah.
But I think that's all that's on my mind for now, Storm.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a good night, all right?
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. So I'm going to call it a night there for that because we had, 2.5 hours? And I got to decide, do I want to eat or not? Do I want to eat? Let's see. I fasted 26 hours. I kind of want to eat. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not going to lie. We sat through that Congress address, and I still don't feel like, I still don't feel like he really said anything new, but yeah. Yeah, get your own everything. If y'all gonna spend money at stormmonroebiz.com, okay? But yeah. Yeah, it's just 2 hours of like, what the fuck? He said nothing. I feel the same way. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I will catch you all later.
It's Storm Show.